Ladies and gentlemen, good evening on this Wednesday evening for round 2 of Sunday's Raceday Online Championship GT3 Sprint Series, where we await the drivers gridding up for their first race of the evening. Today's round will consist out of 2 races of 18 laps or half an hour, depending on the driver, whichever takes longer. Simon Frelick will start on pole position with his Mercedes, and we will await the lights. There he is. So the drivers are finally gone for the start of the first race here on Zandvoort, the Dutch track on iRacing's service. We see Simon Frelick heading first into turn 1, followed by Peter Miller in his 10 Mercedes and Alex Mas in 3rd position. 4th is Enderman. 5th is De Heen, our newcomer this week. And 6th is Tegelaar in his BMW. And in last position there's Soliman. There's only 7 drivers tonight. It's holiday season. Festivities are going on, everyone is on vacation. These 7 drivers have honored us by being present today, and we will follow them during their 2 races today. And Enderman is making a spin, and he has ended up in last position. If I'm not mistaken, this corner was het schijfvlak, as the Dutch call it. It's been the master's turn as well. It's a shame. Has to make up for last time now, while Maas is closing up on Peter Miller for 2nd position. Simon Frelick in 1st place. Here we see him come up the last corner, the Arie Luijendijk corner, and we will have concluded a lap 1 of this 18 lap race, with Simon Frelick being 1st, Peter Miller in 2nd, Alex Mas in 3rd. Today's temperatures are again 33 degrees, but this time there's fog, and Simon Frelick hits the wall. Hits the wall in the Hugenholtz corner and loses P1 to Peter Miller. Peter Miller takes advantage. It's a costly mistake made by Simon Frelick here, who is immediately followed by Alex Mas, who can't wait to get around the young Polishman. And Matthias De Heen is just lurking in the background in P4, behind his fellow Audi driver. And the guys will head up to the chicane, the Hans Ernst bocht, Hans Ernst corner. Very close, all 4. They still are in the background on P5. Seems to miss a little bit of pace in comparison to these 4 in front of us. Peter Miller has made a little gap for himself, has 7/10 of an advantage, while he races up start finish line for the conclusion of lap 2. And then Alex Mas is going on the inside of Simon Frelick, has passed him for P2. Very nice move there. Simon Frelick, his 2nd mistake of the race in these opening stages. They're being very costly. He loses 2 places in 2 laps. Seems to struggle a bit in this 1st corner. Let's see if he can recover and focus on the rest of the race. Alex Mas is demon possessed here, already closed up free tents. And he has opened the hunting season. Peter Miller has got to give it his all. So once again, welcome to Zandvoort. This is the second round of the GT Sprint Series presented by S.R.O.C Racing. We'll have 6 rounds in total, but today's format will have 2 races instead of 3. This is the regular Sprint Series, 18 laps total. And here we see Alex Mas in pursuit of Peter Miller. Alex Mas looks quite a bit faster than Peter Miller, but Alex Mas has yet to find a gap, or he has to wait until Peter Miller makes a little mistake, just like Frelick did earlier. The Hane is losing a little bit of terrain in the background. Can't seem to really keep up with the top 3 here. Frelick seemingly has recovered a little bit. It's closing in again. And here we see Alex Mas still looking to force something. Again, it's going to be quite tricky. And here they come up to the Kumo corner. And here we are watching things from the Haynes vehicle. While Frelick spins out in the last corner, loses 1 place, 2 places even. Tegelaar has passed as well, and the third as well. Frelick has ended up on P6 behind Kevin Enderman. Kevin Enderman is trying to catch up with Tegelaar. And here we follow the top 2 of the race, still amid the heat of battle. And sorry for the technical issues here. Try to keep those at a minimum. And this is some close racing while we look for the camera angle. And here we can see how close it actually is. On board with Alex Mas in 2nd position, following Peter Miller. Beautiful to see how close it can get from within the vehicle of one of the drivers. Here you can also see how hard it is to see in the distance with all that fog around the track, or steam I should say at this point, with the heat here on this morning layout of Zandvoort. There you go for Gerlach corner into the Hoevenholz corner. Oh, Mas turns a little wide here. Miller is actually straight on the lines here. Seems to lose a little bit more because of his longer braking distances. Masters corner, we call it. 29 was that, excuse me, this is turn 10 again. And Alex Mas is creeping up the inside. Here we'll have first a right turn, then a left one. We'll see how this will end their wheel to wheel, side by side. And he has passed Peter Miller for P1. Excellent move there by Alex Mas, very clean, very decisive. Nice pass there. And meanwhile, Kevin Enderman has caught up, excuse me, with Tigelaar. It's going to be a hard-fought battle for P4. The shame of Enderman's spin in the opening lap. It's cost him a lot of time. While we're on board with Tigelaar, watching. And let's see where Enderman, excuse us for the technical difficulties again. Let's see what Enderman can do against Tigelaar, who seems to be holding up because Frelick is coming in the background and he's coming fast. Oh, and Fleck is spun in the background. It's a shame. I think it was at the end of the Masters corner. Oh, and even Enderman is having trouble keeping his car on track. Seems to have a little bit of oversteer on exit. Might be because he's pushing or something else. We don't know. Might have stressed his tires a little bit with that earlier spin. And here they come, both of them, out of the Arie Luijendijk corner onto start finish line, having finished lap 7 now. Let's see if Kevin Enderman can put his car aside of Tigelaar. Tigelaar closes the gap here in turn 1. BMWs are being very competitive with each other here. It's an open setup league, so drivers have the choice of making their own setups or using a baseline offered by iRacing or whomever. Drivers of S.R.O.C are known to share their setups also. Someone might even try to sabotage another teammate, who knows. I'm just kidding, folks. I mean, Enderman seems to prefer the wider lines. Might be because of the exit. He wants to stay close to Tigelaar to try and make a pass somewhere. But Tigelaar isn't giving an inch at the moment. There we see the cars coming through the fog. So these hot temperatures here make it a lot more difficult to control the car. In general, there's a lot more oversteer on the cars. And here we see an attack by Kevin Enderman, turn 1. And Tigelaar makes the undercut. Very nice of Tigelaar to brake earlier, let Enderman get around and take him on the exit again. Enderman trying to distract his opponent a little bit by flashing the headlights. All is fair in love and war. And here we see them, both of them, going through the schijfvlak onto the Masters corner, cutting the curb there, all out. into turn 9, and turn 10 is a tricky one. It looks like a 90-degree corner, but it isn't really. It's easy to make a mistake there in that corner, including in losing a lot of time. And still now is fighting for dear life, trying to hold on to his 4th position. Had some nice races. Here we see the same attack by Kevin Enderman. Does he succeed this time? No. Dim Stegelaar defends the same way he did a lap ago. Brakes just a little bit earlier. Allows Enderman to pass and then gets him on the undercut on the exit. It's very beautiful done again. Might be time for Enderman to change his strategy. It's beautiful to see how aggressive these guys are with their cars. And here we might see another attack. No. And when he's just taking a peek, letting Tegelaar know that he's still there. He's not allowing Tegelaar any breathing room at all. And here we come up to start with the finish line. Let's see if Enderman tries a 3rd time. Tegelaar seems prepared. It does seem to have a little bit indeed more distance between them. Enderman unable to make a pass in turn 1. Here we are with the rear suspension on board of Tegelaar. And on the other side. Tegelaar does seem to have a little bit of damage on his rear wing. Carbon a little bit of a nudge somewhere. And Enderman, oh, just barely keeps his car under control there. He is really on his limits there. Very nice here. Oh, and here we see Kevin Enderman going underneath. Tegelaar didn't have an ideal exit there, coming out of the chicane. And Enderman is immediately on his tail and spinning again, going through the gravel. Just a little bit too enthusiastic there. Tegelaar holds on, not yet another lap. And Kevin Enderman has to make up a second now, has lost some considerable time going through the gravel in the Luijendijk corner. So this might give Tegelaar just a little bit of relief for the next 6-7 laps. Well, we see Simon Frelick here trying to make up for lost time. It's going to be difficult. 20 seconds behind him is Solima. Here we see him in the Ferrari driving a lonely race. He's the only Ferrari driver today. And meanwhile, Enderman still still sliding through turn 10. Hope he won't regret it in the closing phase of the race. Having worn his tires out. Excuses again for the technical issues. And this is lovely right here. Here we see again Enderman going wide. He's really pushing it there. And as I was saying earlier at the start of the race, there's only 7 drivers today. It's the holiday season, so a few drivers are either away or unable to join the race of today. You can't miss out on too many of the races, since they will miss out on the awards. There's a minimum race you have to participate in to be able to get the rewards. Well, we'll see Enderman blocking on his braking. He's being very aggressive in this phase of the race. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. We'll see. See if Enderman can get close enough to try and make it pass. And we see that he's going very well for the Wooden corner here. And just a little bit of time here on the exit compared to Tegelaar. Through de besloten maken bocht. Through the schijfvlak. And to the Masters turn right here. Right hand turn 9. You really have to cut in, so you can't carry the weight here on the throttle, because turn 10 is a tricky, let's say, let's call it a 100-degree left hand corner that never seems to end. And in the background you can see Frelick closing in a little bit on these two. See, these two have to watch out that they don't lose too much time with their entanglements. And while I say that, Enderman goes wide again. It's even a miracle that he hasn't hit the boards there and destroyed his car. So he really has to be careful now. You can throw it all away in one corner. But it must be that he senses Frelick coming in from behind. That's why he might be pressing the issue right now. And it's very admirable to see Tegelaar not budging under the pressure. He's holding his own. Made a last call decision to participate in the BMW for the Sprint Series. Was actually Tegelaar was actually planning on taking the McLaren. I had some practice rounds with it, but in the end switched over to the BMW. Seems like the good choice. And here they come to start the finish line. And they're still pushing. And it seems to trail brake just a little bit. Tail brake, excuse me, to get into the back of Tegelaar's car. Oh, that's gonna be very dangerous there. It looks more like a rallycross than a GT3 race with what Enderman's doing, but he's keeping his car in one piece. That's very good to see. These guys are just smashing their cars around, especially Enderman. It's awesome to see. It's been a spectacle with these two, especially since we only have 7 drivers today at Racing. But these two have put up a show for the audience. It's incredible. And here they go from Kumo and the Iverdijk corner to reach the start finish line. There's 2 more laps to go after this one. And will Anderman make it and grab that 4th position? He seems to be positioning his car for an attack. Let's see if Tegelaar can hold up until the end of the race. Tegelaar just barely keeping it on the asphalt there. He's really under pressure now. Well, Seumaa with the orange leathers means he's in pit lane, and Tegelaar goes wide. Tegelaar goes wide, gives up the position to Enderman. That's very, very sad to see that mistake cost him that much. Enderman will lick his chops with that mistake made by Tegelaar. Alex Maas is in his last lap here for the first race. After this we will have a second race with a reworded starting grid, so that means Alex Maas will start last if he finishes this race, if all goes well in that last lap. While Tegelaar goes into the pit lane, I don't see any reason for him to enter except for fueling, and the same goes for Seumaa, who's exiting the pit lane now. Might be that these 2 drivers made a miscalculation on their part by bringing not enough fuel to hold out to the end of the race. Means Simon Frelick goes up to P5. Alex Maas here, it's ending up his last few corners. He's heading up to the little chicane, so he's getting into that last sector. It's been a very clean race by Alex Maas. Here he goes. Turns the corner at Kumo and the Iverdijk corner. And Alex Maas wins the first race here at Zandvoort. And blinking his headlights. Very happy to win here. Peter Miller is coming in second in his Mercedes. Must be happy as well to be on the podium. And De Haan, with his debut, will take P3 on the podium in his first race here in the GT Sprint Series. Very well done. While the rest finish up their races here, we will make preparations for race 2. Enderman comes in 4th, Frelick in 5th. Solima will come in 7th here if I am not mistaken. Yes, there he is. And we will see you later, ladies and gentlemen.